Respected physical education teachers and dear students, myself Praveen Mishra express thanks to give me the valuable suggestion in my previous video. Now the today's session of topic is Unit 5, Sports and Nutrition. Under this, the overview of session is nutrition, nutritive and non-nutritive component of diet. Second is eating for weight control. Under this, a healthy weight, the pitfalls of dieting, food tolerance and food myths. And last is importance of diet in sports, pre, during, post competition, and what are the requirements. We'll discuss one by one. Now, what are the non-nutritive components? As in my previous video, I already discussed in nutritive components. Now we'll discuss on non-nutritive component of diets. Non-nutritive component, that is called as the chemical compound in your diet, or it is called as food, which have no nutritional functional values, and that is called as non-nutritive components of food. Now the non-nutritive components, that is called as anti-nutritional food like phytates, which while some have with the various benefits, that is called as just like a phytochemicals. Some materials with our non-nutritive values are added to a food just like a beverage products यानी sweetened content to make the smaller bitters taste के लिए for better and the last for longer and better look के लिए use करते हैं, and that is called as non-nutritive type of components. We'll discuss one by one. Now the first non-nutritive factors are that is called as phytates. Phytates क्या होता है? Phytates, it is a found which is unrefined, especially found in cereals and millets में, and that phytates bind in iron, zinc, calcium, magnesium उसमें present होता है, and that is called as nutritive unavailable in digestions. It is also phytate is content basically is reduced form of germinations के लिए use करते हैं. Next is tannins which is present in legumes, millets just like a bajra, ragi, spices, and teas, turmerics, and it is also found in vegetables and fruits. Tannins are basically used for absorption of iron and proteins के लिए use करते हैं. Now terpenes inhibitors, it is basically used in that type of activities, basically present in guts, guts, and interfere in their indigestible of dietary, basically in protein, and reduce their utilizations. It is also present in soybean, white type of duck's egg, and it is basically used in heat treatments and inactivates of trispin inhibitors. Next is oxalates. These are present in green leafy vegetables and some are present in legumes. Basically present in calcium and calcium absorption के लिए use किया जाता है. Next is goitrogens. It is also known as the antithyroid substances, which are present in iodine and present in thyroid glands, and may are contribution of the development of iron to develop their iodine deficiency disorders. When the iodines intake they are taken intake are marginal. What are the sources? Cabbage, cauliflowers, soyabeans, bajra, peanuts, and lentils. Many are there, but few which I discussed. Next is beneficial of non-nutritive components, factors which are present in the foods. Now first is phytochemicals. Phytochemicals, they are the compound basically present in plants. Now the phytochemicals, that is the word is Greek, present in the plants. They are found in fruits, vegetables, grains, beans, and other type of plants. Some phytochemicals are present act as antioxidants, protect their cell from their damage that could be the chances to be lead in their cancers. Next is ethanochemicals. Present in grapes, blueberries, berries, raspberries, and they are darkish in color. They also shown in if you are shown in laboratory to have it is anti-inflammatory and anti-tumor properties are there. Now next is flavonoids or isoflavonoids. These are found in vegetables, fruits, grains, especially present in soybeans, chickpeas, and many act just like a bit of estrogens. The estrogens like a compound present in the plants and is called as phytoestrogens. This help in lowering of their risk of osteoporosis, heart disease, breast cancer, and the symptoms in many fossa. Now next is artificial sweeteners. These are scientific compounds that duplicate the taste of sugar but contain less energy therefore are often to add in their diets and different type of beverages. These are reasons to maintain their different type of taste, reduce the calories values के लिए हम यूज़ करते हैं. Because the artificial sweeteners are considered as additives के लिए यूज़ किया जाता है, and that is often to regulatory हम regularly यूज़ नहीं करते हैं. And there are the identification and their concentration must be determined होता है. Next is preservatives. These are the compounds. They have the ability to inhibit of microbial growth, and often to added a different type of beverages and prolong periods of the different type of prolong of their life के लिए हम यूज़ करते हैं. Preservatives considered as मतलब काफ़ी देर तक उसको हम यूटिलाइज कर सकें, इसलिए हम उसको different type of growth के लिए उसको यूज़ किया जाता है. Preservatives considered as additives के लिए form, typically regulatory, and there are identifications, basically concentration level must be determined. Next is spices. स्पाइसेस हम बेसिकली यूज़ करते हैं सीड्स में, फ्रूट्स में, रूट में, बार्क और वेजिटेबल सब्सटेंसेस में. प्राइमरली यूज्ड ऑन फ्लेवर के लिए यूज़ किया जाता है, कलर के लिए यूज़ किया जाता है, एंड प्रिजर्विंग फूड्स के लिए यूज़ किया जाता है. समटाइम द स्पाइसेस कैन बी अदर हाइड्रेट फ्लेवर्स के लिए यूज़ करते हैं. स्पेशली द स्पाइसेस जो होता है डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ हर्ब्स में विच आर पार्ट्स ऑफ ग्रीन लीफी वेजिटेबल प्लांट्स, फ्लेवर और ग्रीनिश टाइप्स में होता है. स्पाइसेस मे बी often and many type of uses, including their medically, different type of religious rituals के लिए, cosmetics के लिए, perfumes protections के लिए, and vegetables के हम इसको use करते हैं. Now next is coffee. Coffee one type of stimulant type of drugs है, different type of beverages के लिए use करते हैं. Roasted और baked coffees आती हैं several forms में, इन coffee हम intake करते हैं. The two most common sources of the coffee beans are there, and that coffee is Arabica or a coffee are Caniflora. Now once the reap coffee berries are baked होते हैं, processed और diets होते हैं to be allied of their seeds के लिए होता है. Now these are the seeds sometimes are roasted in varying degrees and different type of desired flavors के लिए before they're being grounded and brewed to create their different type of coffees. ना कॉफ़ी वन टाइप ऑफ स्टिमुलेट टाइप ऑफ इफेक्ट्स ऑफ ह्यूमंस में होता है. कॉफ़ी कंटेंट होता है इन देयर मोस्ट ऑफ द ड्रिंक्स में, वर्ल्ड्स में हम जो यूज़ करते हैं वो एक स्टिमुलेट फॉर्म में हम यूज़ किया जाता है, एंड मैनी टाइप ऑफ वेराइटीज प्रेजेंट इन देयर वर्ल्ड में. Now next is healthy weights. What is the meaning of healthy weights? Now BMI इंडेक्स, बॉडी मास इंडेक्स के असेसमेंट का एक प्रोसेस होता है जहाँ पर हम हाइट और वेट को कंपैरिजन करते हैं. एडोल्फ क्विंटले ने एक इंडेक्स डिराइव किया था अकॉर्डिंग टू देयर वेट, अकॉर्डिंग टू देयर हाइट्स. नाउ जो हम वेट मेजर करते हैं वो किलोग्राम्स में करते हैं, हाइट शुड बी ऑन द मीटर्स में और सेंटीमीटर्स में हम उसको डेवलप करते हैं. नाउ फॉर दैट इंडेक्स लेस देन 18 to 5 अंडर वेट होता है. नॉर्मल वेट 18.5 से लेकर 24.9 तक एक नॉर्मल वेट कैटेगरीज में आता है. आफ्टर दैट डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ ओवरवेट और ओबिसिटी कैटेगरीज को डिराइव किया गया है अकॉर्डिंग टू देयर डिफरेंट सेक्स कैटेगरीज, यानी मेल्स एंड फीमेल्स कैटेगरीज की ओबिसिटी का कंटेंट सेपरेटली होता है. Now next eatings for weight control. हम वेट कैसे कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं इफ हैव ओबिसिटी का कंटेंट आप में होता है. नाउ फर्स्ट पार्ट आता है डाइट. Now diet consists of all the groups जो होता है including their milk and milk products just like a meat and meat products, cereal, pulses, fruits and vegetables को कंट्रोल करना है. ऐड करना है डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ नट्स इन डेली रूटीन जो कि एक मॉडरेशन वेज में हो सके. स्विच ऑन देयर फैट फ्री लो फैट मिल्क्स एंड मिल्क प्रोडक्ट्स में जाना है. लो फैट मिल्क्स इन स्पेशली देयर प्लेसेस ऑफ क्रीम्स जो हम करते हैं वो इसको रिड्यूस करके कैलोरी इनटेक करनी है. बेकिंग या ग्रिल फूड्स जस्ट लाइक अ फ्राइंग जो होता है या कैलोरी काउंटेड फूड होते हैं उसको कम यूज़ करना है. लिमिट ऑफ इनटेक ऑफ हाई रिच ऑफ शुगर्स जो फूड होते हैं जैसे जैम जेलरीज या स्वीटर कंटेंट कर्ड्स होता है वहाँ पर हम इसको लिमिट फॉर्म में इनटेक करना है. कट ऑफ देयर हाई लेवल ऑफ कोलेस्ट्रॉल एंड सैचुरेटेड फूड को हम कट आउट करना है जस्ट लाइक अ मिक्सचर्स नमकीन्स बेकरीज प्रोडक्ट्स. इंस्टेड ऑफ चूजिंग देयर हाई फाइबर्स बिस्किट्स और खाकरा टाइप ऑफ स्नैक्स उसको लोअर डाउन करना है. ना ईट लो फैट प्रोटीन्स जस्ट लाइक एग वाइट फिश लीन मीट्स नट्स एंड डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ पोटली फ्रॉम्स टाइप ऑफ जो फूड आप इंटेक करते हैं. नेक्स्ट सीवियर स्मॉलर मील्स पोर्शंस में हमें लेने हैं जस्ट लाइक अ स्मॉलर पोर्शन कंट्रोल देयर साइज बाय यूजिंग देयर स्मॉल प्लेट्स बाउल्स और कप्स में. Now this will be make the portions are appear as a larger, but don't eat larger bowls or a dietary food container in a package which make the difficulty to access या in your eaten portions और digestion होने में काफ़ी time ले. Avoid consuming the high salt food just like a pickles, papads, and that consumes the lot of the fat एंड वाटर जो होता है वो वाटर के टेंडेंसीज को डाउन करते हैं. स्पेशली केयरफुल द अवॉइड टू हाई कैलोरीज स्नैक्स एंड कन्विंसेस ऑफ देयर फूड. रिड्यूस द डेली कैलोरीज इनटेक जो आप रिप्लेसिंग देयर सोडा, एल्कोहल, कॉफ़ी विद देयर वाटर्स. थ्रस्ट जो लेवल होता है कंज्यूमिंग हंगर जो पोर्शन होता है सो दैट द ड्रिंकिंग वाटर वन कैन अवॉइड टू कंज्यूमिंग देयर एक्स्ट्रा कैलोरीज. Now next the pitfalls of dieting. हमारी डाइट्स में क्या कमियां हैं जिससे हमारा वेट को इंक्रीज होता है. एंड व्हाट आर दिस? द मेंटेनिंग द कैलोरीज डेफिशिएट ऑलवेज टू लीड देयर वेट लॉस. हम वेट लॉस करने के लिए डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ कैलोरीज डेफिशिएट करते हैं या कम करते हैं या इनटेक हम प्रॉपरली नहीं करते हैं. द मेन प्रॉब्लम ऑफ डाइटिंग इज अलोन टू सेक्रीफाइस द नीडेड टू सस्टेन द लो कैलोरीज इनटेक ऑफ लॉन्ग पीरियड ऑफ टाइम हम कंज्यूम करते हैं. Which are the too much for the most people are जो handle करना वो काफ़ी टाइम easy नहीं होता है. Eating the little calories for a long time would turns the body in the starvation. हमारी बॉडी में हाइड्रेशन स्टार्ट होता है एंड मेटाबॉलिक प्रोसेस को इम्पैक्ट करता है. द डाइट आर स्पेशली फैट डाइट्स आर क्विक फिक्स. पील्स या प्लान्स हम प्रॉपरली नहीं करते हैं. इफ़ दे आर डाइट फेलियर्स होता है तो डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ जो एंटायर ग्रुप ऑफ फूड्स होते हैं जैसे कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स, फैट्स और द सिंपल्स जो हम इम्प्रैक्टिकल्स या अनहेल्दी फूड्स हम इंटेक करते हैं. स्पेशली द स्नैक्स, मील्स एंड द प्रोग्राम्स आर नॉट ओनली द एक्सपेंसिव बट दे आर प्रैक्टिकली फॉर अ लॉन्ग टर्म्स ऑफ देयर वेट लॉस के लिए हमें डिस्ट्रीब्यूशंस करना है. Now next is food intolerance. ऐसे फूड्स आते हैं जो हमारी बॉडी में एलर्जिक पोर्शंस को डेवलप करते हैं एंड हाइपर सेंसिटिव होते हैं. एंड समटाइम इट इज कॉल्ड एज नॉन एलर्जिक फूड फॉर देयर हाइपर सेंसिटिव विच इज कैरेक्टराइज्ड बाय द डिफिकल्टी डाइजेशन. हमारे लिए डिफिकल्ट फॉर डाइजेशन फूड सर्टन फूड्स एंड दैट फूड आर डिफरेंट फॉर्म ऑफ फूड एलर्जीज. व्हाट आर द सिम्टम्स? इसमें अगर फूड इंटॉलरेंस होता है तो क्या होगा? स्टमक एक होंगे, ब्लॉटिंग हो गया, नॉर्सिया होगा, इरिटेबल बाउल्स होंगे, डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ माइग्रेन्स होंगे, माइल्ड फीवर्स एंड समटाइम कफ भी हो सकता है. Now what are the types of food intolerance which are given below? The absence of enzymes of missing of their foods, insufficient digestions होंगे in particular food steps, proper digestions may be affected. Some foods are intolerance caused by the lack of particularly enzymes like a lactose intolerance, galactose intolerance, which are cause deficiency of the lactose enzymes in our body. Chemical causes of their food intolerance. The certain chemicals in their food drinks that causes of intolerance during the amounts of sometime are the cheeses, coffee, caffeine in a coffee, tea and the chocolates. Some peoples are more effective in their more taken on the chemicals than the others. Toxics which basically used due to the food poisonings में हम use करते हैं. Basically toxic contents हम intake करते हैं through their foods and that foods are naturally occurring in the chemicals and they have contain their toxic effects in the humans and causing what are the causes for their diarrhea होगा, उनको nausea होगा, sometime irritables या vomiting होने के chances ज़्यादा रहते हैं. Not food intolerance that is called as silicates materials. Silicates are additives are the silicate acidics होते हैं, silicate salts basically होता है and defects in their mechanisms. It is harmful from bacteria that is called the fungus, insecticides or sometimes diseases के through. Silicates basically present in their plant sources foods including the different type of majority of their foods, vegetables, spices, herbs में, teas में and different type of flavor additives में. And that type of silicates material present in their tomato sources, berries, now citrus foods having their particulars high levels of their silicates and that silicates intolerance it is called as silicates sensitivities. Now next is gluten intolerance. Gluten is present in their protein found in primarily in the wheats and especially in berries. What are the causes? That is called as digestive problems हो सकता है, gastrics हो सकते हैं, abdominal pain हो सकता है, diarrhea हो सकता है and disease can be go through their food allergies में भी हो सकते हैं. Next is food additives and their intolerance. Now nitrates it is are known as by the itching process हो सकता है, skin rashes हो सकते हैं, and proceed their meats are generally high nitrates and different type of nitrates की positions होते हैं, nitrates and nitrates होता है. नेक्स्ट इज MCG मोनोसोडियम ग्लूटामेट, वन टाइप ऑफ सॉल्ट्स होते हैं, चाइना सॉल्ट्स बोलते हैं, एंड यूज इन फ्लेवर के लिए यूज़ किया जाता है, इन विच इज़ नोन एज बाय द कॉजेज ऑफ डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ हेडेक्स बोलते हैं. नाउ व्हाट आर द फूड मिथ्स, हमारे डाइट्स में क्या फूड मिथ्स हो सकते हैं. जैसे कि हम बोलते हैं कि ये खाने के बाद ये इनटेक नहीं करना चाहिए. एंड फर्स्ट इज कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स हेल्थियर. नाउ रिफाइंड कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स शुड बी अवॉइडेड while using their different type of diets. And while their grains is associated with their decrease the risk of chronic type of disease, premature mortalities हो जाती हैं. Oils, migraines have their few caloric than their ghee and butters. Migraines के chances if you are taken the high oils या fat वाला content आप लेते हैं, वहाँ पर healthier weights to be healthier alternative different type of butters होते हैं that contains of cholesterol and high reach of saturated fats होते हैं. Later on it was found in some migraines actually they are unhealthier because they are contain their different type of trans fats which have the even more adverse effect on their cholesterol and healthier in their weight. Now apple and bingers high reach of proteins होते हैं so that we cannot take in a same diet. Now there are excellent source of their fibers होते हैं and but they are not an irons. They are change in the colors in their बोल सकते हैं enzymatic reactions sometimes and has nothing to do their different type of irons. Now milk should be avoided while you are eating their fish. Now both the Indian are thinking that drink their milk is right, but consuming that fish causes of their skin disease just like a leukoderma and other type of white pinches in their skins. Now drinking of their water in between their meals are effective for digestion. अगर आप proper intake of their food आप लेते हैं, वहाँ पर सब different type of water drinks या different type of water के products आप intake कर रहे हैं, तो chances है कि digestion में effects होंगे. And drinking are the simple pills to our stomachs. As a result, one tend to eat less, but especially good when the some are trying to loss of their weights का control करने के लिए होता है. Now next is importance of diet in the sports. What are the diets we have to take during the sports? They are needed to nutrition for repair their recover. Some sports person are the greater demand in their body weights and the proper diets and their outcomes will suffer for the post training recovery process will they are affected. Now the different games the body compositions are required which are they manipulated to the certain extent of the nutrition compositions during the trainings, after the trainings and before their trainings to the body compositions goals. The rest of the nutrition composition in their pre-competitions meals, during competition and the post-competitions meals which helps to improve their performance after they delay their fatigue and speed can recover faster. Now certain nutritions can be taken as a form of aerogenic aids. Aerogenic aids can be developed their potentiality, psychological boost up and physiological effect can be help to the sports person in their performances. Dehydrations can be impaired to the athletic performances so that the sufficient intake of their fluids, electrolytes ensure the maximum hydration before their during and after that exercise. Advocate diet enhance their physiological adaptation during the training process. Now next is carbohydrates. Carbohydrates in the sports and their exercise. Carbohydrates are the major source of our energy which are taken the 55% of the diets. Now engage their strength of your sports just like a wrestling, boxing, judo and the provided the carbohydrate sources and basically their sources are endurance sports like running, swimming, football, hockey and the similar type of sports just like a 60 to 70 calories should be derived from their carbohydrates in their diets. Before their competition, complex type of carbohydrates it is required for consuming their sugar of their exercise, minimum 1 hour it will require. And they can control the carbohydrates metabolism resulting their low blood sugar level during that exercises and induce the early fatigue and the light headness due to the polyglycemia. It takes the 4 hours for their carbohydrates to digest in our body, being the stores of their muscles, liver and their liver glycogen, and therefore pre-exercise meals should be consumed around minimum 4 to 6 hours before their exercises. Now proteins ICMR in 1985 recommended the proteins intake minimum 12 to 14% total caloric intake of your diet. It is range of the proteins intakes minimum 1 gram to 1 kg of your body weight to 2 kg body weight of present, and total limits for endurance sports, and the sports are lightly categories in upper limits and strengthening the sports. Especially the proteins are basically present in milk and milk products, just like a meat, and meat products should be incorporated. They can enhance low fat protein resources, just like a skim milks, egg white, fish and chickens are more helpful in enhancing their performance as well as maintaining the long term healthy. The proteins are intake, especially twice recommendations, not more than the 2 kg of your body weight, could be increase the chances of risk of renal degeneration and bone porosity or osteoporosis. Now the fat intake in the sports and the trainings. Fat intake of the sports should be the energy density offered to be the protective roles, and lighter the recommendations could be cause of their healthy problems. Now fat within the suggested should be 25 to 30% total of the calories. A diet should be polysaturated fatty acid and monosaturated fatty acid should be defined advantages over the diet rich in saturated fat acids, animal fat, desi ghee, butter, etc. in terms of improving the total cholesterol, LDL, HDL and triglyceride levels. Now next is vitamins and minerals. Basically vitamins and minerals are using in our diet in a low portions, and that is called as microminerals. Vitamins and performance, the function is athletes and non-athletes alike. High energy needed, high protection of their fat free radicals, and therefore they requires the higher amounts of vitamin B, and their vitamin is antioxidants. They required the amount can be obtained for the eating the variety of their foods, especially in the fruit and vegetables. Taking their more than required vitamins and the minerals does not have the improve their performances. The fruits and vegetables are particularly rich vitamins and antioxidants, as well as the supplements are not replacement for their different type of foods. Now pre-exercise और pre-events meals, हमें competition से पहले हमें क्या meals intake करना चाहिए? High carbohydrates, moderate proteins, low fibers and low fat foods you have to provide. Minimum 500,000 calories can be consumed. High sugar food must be avoided to provide which they are provided their insulin rushes that results in early fatigue, cramping, dehydration, nausea and sometimes diarrhea. Now on the regular training basis, instead of large smaller meals or snacks every 2 to 3 hours can be taken. Meals should be taken 2 to 4 hours before their exercises. Dinner can previously night to be competition is main important, which are the high resources. Proper sleep should be avoided. Proper sleep can be taken. Adequately feeling of their rest can be required, so that body can be proper taken their rest. Now food are the heavy on their stomach, like a fried foods, high fibers food should be avoided on the day prior to the competitions. Too much protein intake should be avoided as increase of their water exertions, leading to the states of dehydration होने के chances and body में lactic acid होने की tendencies यानी muscle cramps होने के chances maximum रहते हैं. Now taken their sufficient liquids or the smaller snacks on hours or less before their different type of exercises. During that exercise, the main of during the exercise to maintain their water balance of your body, control their temperature of your body and sustain their blood sugar level and delay their fatigue. Now to maintain their fluid balance, normal body temperature during that exercises, If the exercise is more than 60 minutes, carbohydrate electrolytes bridges should be required. Just like dilute their fruit juices, contain their 5% to 8% carbohydrates can be taken. Now next is post ट्रेनिंग और पोस्ट कॉम्पिटिशंस के बाद या ट्रेनिंग के बाद. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी हैव टू रिप्लेस द रिस्टोरेशन ऑफ देयर फ्लूइड बैलेंस, restore their fluid balance, replacement of the restore of the fluid balance, because the normal fluid levels can be taken or rehydration needed to being during the exercise and continue after their different type of exercise should be ended. Now athlete can be benefit to be high carbohydrates food immediately after ending and repeatedly intervals on the intense exercise or a prolonged period of exercise. The replacement of their glycogen exercise stored in their muscles within the first few hours should be there during that first few hours of their exercise. Now eating balance of their meals should be recommended, including their carbohydrates and good quality of the protein within that 2 hours after that exercise or after that events. Now this content I was taken basically curriculum using their curriculum 2024, and that content which I have taken in the physical education which are present in CBSE site and easily available in CBSE site in academic section. Thank you.